Last Friday of this month, I believe it is Boxing Day night, 6 p.m. The dark crystal, bring your own beverage and a snack and watch the movie together, and then a great discussion afterwards. Like I said, will probably be a little bit longer service, but I'm sure we'll be done by 1:45. The last thing is, after the service, if people can stay and bring down the mittens that we put up there last week, and then we need a volunteer to take them to the Bissell Center. And that is it for the announcements this morning. That's right. And I'll repeat that so that the people online can hear and everyone else. On Christmas Day, here at the church, Kim Pizzey, along with this congregation and Dragon Youth Series, is putting on a Christmas dinner. And no, we're got to be done. Sorry. 50-50 draw. If you need help, Karen Belita will help you. There we go. Okay, it's nice to see a few more people coming in, because we got some really, really fun things planned for you today. Welcome.
Mike, there we go. Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Church of Edmonton. My name is Ilara Stefaniuk-Gaudet. My pronouns are they, them. Reverend Rosemary Morris and I are collaboratively leading this special family-friendly winter solstice service. We hope you feel welcome here and that you leave with the light in your heart shining a little brighter as we begin to welcome back the sun. The Unitarian Church of Edmonton is a liberal, religious, multi-generational community. We celebrate a rich mosaic of free-thinking, spiritual questing individuals joined in common support and action. We welcome diversity, pursue the common good, and work for justice. We believe in the compassion of the individual heart, the warmth of community, and the search for meaning in our lives. Here at the Unitarian Church of Edmonton, we are gathered in Amiskwaci-Waskahikan, colonially known as Edmonton on Treaty 6 territory. This is the traditional home of the Nahuac, or the Plains Cree, the Blackfoot, the Saulteaux, the Nakota Sioux, and is also a traditional gathering place of many, many nations, including the Inuit and others. And we are also in Region 4 of the Métis Nation. I want to give a good big thank you to all of our Sunday volunteers who make our services possible, and thank you all for being here. You're what makes our community flourish. And so, as we begin our time together, I invite you to quiet your devices and return to yourselves so that we can be present with each other in this sacred space. We begin with a time of contemplation and music with our prelude played by our dear Gordon Ritchie. Thank you, Gordon. If we could get our lights down. There we go. We begin in darkness. Every life begins in darkness. Every seed needs time for gestation before learning to reach towards the sun. Every wish starts with eyes squeezed shut to be imagined and held and hoped for. And so, on this shortest day of the year, we honor the darkness for these moments before lighting our chalice and beginning the work of calling back the sun. Our chalice lighting words this morning are by Mahata Thomas. I invite you to close your eyes and let them settle into your hearts like a prayer. Winter solstice. Stillness and silence descend upon the land. We turn to the void and befriend the dark where dreams are born. Slither with snake to the other side of suffering. She finds a lightless space, becomes still, without sight, and sheds her old skin. Travel deep down into the belly of the mother. Feel earth envelop you like a midnight blanket. Hush. The wisdom of Gaia is heard only when we become quiet and still. Love and harmony reign in the collective dream of a new world. We are challenged with the task to forgive what has been. Making peace with what is, we make space to create something new. Brave the unknown path ahead. Our intentions and manifestations must not be limited by our own imagination. What awaits is beyond our wildest dreams and wondrous imaginings. Allow the hand of the goddess to work in our world and hearts. Greet the flicker of ever-present light within. This heart flame will grow through the season and deliver us and our kin to spring when the light of sun returns. I'd like to invite Lynn up to light our chalice this morning. We light our chalice with the flame of our hearts and hearth, those ever-present flickers that keep us warm as we wait for the sun to return. Thank you, Lynn. Now that our chalice is lit, it's time to invite the light to return. I see one table was a little ahead of the game. The sun can be shy at this time of year, so we need to extend a gentle invitation. After all, the sun returns slowly, not all at once. When we pay attention, we can feel the effects of this gradual return in our bodies. A little more energy, perhaps, or the beginning of an urge to plant seeds for the gardeners, or that burst of spring cleaning that comes from open windows, warm breezes, and longer days. It starts small, a slight breath of relief when we get home from work before darkness sets in. It's nourishing for our bodies to feel into the gradual rhythms of life all around us. And so we begin to welcome back the light with a subtle gesture. I invite you each to turn on a tea light on the table in front of you until they're all lit, and hold the light of the sun quietly in your heart and mind as you do so. Let's just slowly begin to welcome the light back in. Beautiful. Now I invite you to rise in body or in spirit to sing our first hymn, The Holly and the Ivy. The words will be up on our screen behind me. This morning, we're lighting our 4th Advent candle, which means there's only less than a week until Christmas. We relight the first candle as a symbol of hope and expectation. We will expect that taper to get lit. There we go. The second candle as a symbol of our longing for peace. And the third candle as a symbol of joy that cannot be contained and must be shared. The fourth is the ultimate candle that calls us to love one another and all living creatures on this earth. It is a time of being born, of being renewed in every way. We come into this life for a reason. When we find that reason, we should never be discouraged from its fulfillment. The time for waiting has passed. We are ready to hear the call to life, to celebrate the coming year with anticipation. Like the newborn child, we have the future before us. It's ours to accept and embrace. Blessed be our lives, our hopes, our work for peace, and with ourselves and others. And Rosemary is going to lead us into the reading that will magically pop up on the screen. There we go. Together we say, from the sky, for trees wearing white mantles, for lights glistening on houses as we take our wintry walk. We continue to experience wonder as the world puts herself to sleep, believing peacefully of spring as we await the birth of a new year. We share many forms of abundance here at the Unitarian Church of Edmonton. We share an abundance of care for each other, an abundance of time, and an abundance of skills and gifts that make us who we are in this community together. As a self-governed and self-financed community, those of us with an abundance of money also share that form of abundance to keep us thriving. This time in the morning on Sundays is to honor the abundance of money that is shared and encourage all that are able to contribute. Each month, we donate half of our proceeds that are collected on Sunday mornings to a cause or charity to share our abundance with the wider community and those who need it most. This morning, half of our proceeds are going to the Ministerial Discretionary Fund. I'm going to share a personal story of the impact of this fund. I was a member at Westwood for a little over a year before I was invited into the role of Director of Religious Education. The winter of that year, 2012, was especially difficult. I was incredibly sick, I was waiting for urgent surgery, unable to work, and hadn't yet been accepted by AISH for funding. The days I only slept 18 hours were good ones, and my meager savings and credit were running out fast. That December, I received an amount from Westwood's Ministerial Discretionary Fund. It literally saved my life, and it's still one of the core reasons that I'm pursuing ministry now, because I know firsthand that our ministries save lives. Thank you in advance for contributing to this critical fund. Please join me in singing our offertory hymn, which will also magically appear. There we go. So much magic. Your mic's not on. Did you know that bees dream? Well, there's plenty of scientific evidence you can look up that supports this idea. I'm not a scientist, I'm a storyteller. So to me, what matters most is the story of the dreaming bees. It's a winter solstice story, and it's one that Reverend Ann Barker told and I animated our last winter working at Westwood after being inspired by our CUC elder and resident Sharon Jinkerson Brass. Just like the sun, this story of dreaming bees returns to my heart and mind every winter solstice. The dark of winter is the time for dreaming, just like in the story. Winter bees dream of the position of the sun and the landscape that they're to pollinate in spring so that they will know where to fly to find food when the warm weather returns. Without dreaming in the dark, they wouldn't know how to find the light. It's an important story every year because it's so easy, especially in the time we live in, to keep all the lights on and pretend the dark isn't even there. Mother Earth needs the darkness. Mother Earth needs her pollinating people to dream life into being. She needs us to remember to squeeze our eyes shut when we make our wishes so we can remember how to find the light. I invite you to stay seated while we sing Ancient Mother, which the words will come up. And I'm going to drum with us as well.
I'd like to invite you into a time. First of all, oh yeah, we're good. I'd like to invite you all into a time of meditation. We've talked a lot about rest this morning, and we will continue to do so. This is a time where you can rest. Let it all go. Take some big, deep breaths. Allow your mind and your body to relax, to be still, to invite your brain to let go of all of the things that it wants you to think about. The cleaning, the baking, the wrapping, the shopping, the this, the that. Let it go for just this moment. I invite you to take a couple of deep breaths and feel the chair under you, holding you, supporting you. The gravity pulls you, your muscles, your mind. I have a poem by Julia Flint called Indigo. I will read, and we will enter into another time of silence, and then Gordon will bring us in and we will sing Dark of Winter at the end of that. First, another moment of silence. indigo. The dark night holds the stars in place, and I see that they are pinpricks in the fabric of creation. I hear the song of the women who, in the time before, stepped forth from the light. The stories tell of her singing, how her songs unraveled her heavy robes of black velvet and indigo, how her voice had wings, carrying the fabric to the edges of existence, how she stood, proud, alone, and naked in the emptiness of the void, how she laughed and sang as she took a pin from her hair, piercing the fabric that enveloped all time, creating the stars, creating the spaces where the light enters. And in this stillness and in this darkness, we invite more light even into our space as we think about what we might like to light a candle of joy or concern. We light candles each month, each Sunday, not each month, every Sunday, of joy and concern. The manifestation of that we are living with and living through. For we all have things going on in our lives, don't we? Pressures, especially this time of year. So I invite you to light a candle of joy or concern, or both. The tables are ready. You are invited now.
As the last notes of the piano linger, I'm going to invite Rosemary to light one last candle for all of the joys and concerns that remain in our hearts. And I'm also going to point your attention gently to the twinkling tree that Rosemary is standing beside. Everybody go, ooh, ah. Well, the lights are still low and the twinkling is lighting up the room. It's time for us to make some wishes for our twinkling wishing tree. Remember what I said earlier about needing to squeeze our eyes shut to make our wishes? Now's the time. One more time, I'm going to invite you to close your eyes. Let's take 3 deep breaths together in the darkness inside our minds.
Excuse me, Ilara.
Yes.
I'd like to make a quick little caution.
Sure.
There is a cord that is running from the twinkling tree to, it's being plugged in over there.
Okay.
So as you come to hang your wishes,
Don't trip.
Please be aware that there is a cord there and it's not taped down. So just be very careful.
Thank you. All right, let's close our eyes again. Now that we know we're not tripping on the tree. Let's take 3 deep breaths. In and out. Inhale, exhale. One more big breath. Inhale and exhale. And notice where we feel the breath in our body. While we're feeling our breath, I'd like you to consider what a wish actually is. Keep your eyes closed. Remember, we got to have our eyes closed to wish. A wish is not a goal. It's something we don't necessarily have control over. We don't know if it will come true. That's where the magic has to come in. And it's something that we want with all of our hearts. It can be easier to feel what we want with all of our hearts when our eyes are squeezed closed. That's why our eyes are squeezed closed. So what's something that you'd like with all of your hearts? I'll give you a moment to find that wish, and then when you're ready, I invite you to open your eyes and write it out on the cutout in front of you. They're all different shapes for different wishes. And please stay seated when you're done, because there's a last part of the magic once everyone's finished. There's also sparkly things if you wish to decorate your wishes while you're waiting for everybody to finish. So when you're ready, come back into the room and write your wishes down. And because these wishes are coming from a place of eyes squeezed shut, please just try to hold the silence while we're doing this. Our voices matter in bringing back the light. This is an important story to believe in. Even though we might not know if our wishes are going to come true, we have the power to help them along, especially when we wish together. So before we get up to hang our wishes on the tree, the invitation is to go around the table and share what you've wished for out loud. Use your strong voices so that even the sun can hear you. If you are joining us from Zoom, please put your wishes in the chat. When we're done sharing our wishes loudly with great heart, we're going to hang our wishes on the twinkle tree. And once we've begun to proceed, and remember not to trip on the tree cord, we're going to have Andrew playing a beautiful Solstice Carol video to enjoy as the tree receives our wishes to bring to the sun. So please start with any one person, but go around the table and share your wishes with each other so that we can all help them come true.
But I have our good vehicle back, and it's mine now. Okay. So that's a miracle. On Monday I will. He gave them back and told me how and didn't tell me until last night. And I haven't had big things to drive on the car. Anyway. I'm wishing for abundance for next year. But yeah, new tires Monday. Tomorrow. Be careful.
All right, are we ready to put our wishes on the tree? Maybe? Not yet? Okay. All right, I see some folks getting up to put wishes on the tree, so can we get our Solstice Carol video playing, please, Andrew?
on to our next invitation to the sun. We are going to make our bodies, our faces, our heads into a sun, and we will dance in an invitation as well at the very end of this service. I apologize to the folks online that it's a pretty, the activities kind of make it difficult for you to participate, and I do apologize for that. However, I hope that you did make a wish, and maybe you had an old Christmas card or something that you could make a wish on and maybe hang on your tree at home. But we will cherish the ones here, and I hope that you had a chance online to put your wishes into the chat. For those of you online, as we make our sun masks, maybe you could talk amongst yourselves or put things in the chat about how you celebrate solstice, about how you invite the sun back in, and maybe what you experience in the lengthening of the days. A nice conversation about that would be, I'm sure, help you as we make our sun masks. So on the tables, there are yellow paper plates. Now, they're going to fit your face. So there are scissors, there are scissors, there are staplers, there are cords, there are some pictures that you could cut out some of the flames if you wanted and staple them onto your mask. But you need to either cut out the middle of your mask or cut out eyes and a nose. You could even do a half mask if you wish. And later on in the service, after we sing Carry the Flame, we'll be dancing. And I know this congregation doesn't love to dance, but you know, we could at least maybe walk around and show each other our beautiful sun masks. And the reason that we're doing this is to help the sun return and to give an indication to us as humans that we actually need to participate in the sun's return. It is something that has happened through the ages forever. Folks wait for the sun to come back. I'm sure long ago there was worry that it would never come back. And so they lit fires. And they did rituals, and they sang songs, and they stood stones up, and they danced with one another, and they had feasts, and imploring the sun to come back. So as you make your mask, and you will wear it, please, I invite you, just as I'm talking, just keep going on your mask. Yeah, we need a little bit more light. Yeah, we need some more light. And I mean, you can use these to cut out the flames and staple them onto your own mask, or as a template, or as ideas. So whatever you like. It wouldn't hurt to have the Solstice Carol playing again while we do this. It's just an idea I had right now. No. You don't need to use this as it is. You could cut off the flames and staple them onto the edge. You're going to cut out the middle, or you're going to cut out eyes, and there's cords to staple onto the side. This is just kind of maybe it's here if you want to use it. This is the mask, right? Only you got to cut out some eyes. Is that clear? Okay. What do you mean no?
Supposed to take this on? Or?
No, you can. I just put this here as an idea if you wanted to make it look like that.
But
you could cut the whole thing if you wanted to, and you could cut out some flames and staple them onto the outside if you wanted.
But cut out some eyes?
Well, you need to be able to see. You got to see. Yeah. You're going to put it on, and you need to be able to see.
Way, yeah?
Yeah, you need to cut out some eyes. I put this picture just to kind of show you what you could do.